Hey guys, this is VanQ here, and I'm here with another duel video for you. Right now, I'm doing Scrap versus Monarch, I think. Dark Monarch, possibly. I'm not sure exactly what he was playing, but, yeah. Didn't really get to show off anything. But from what I noticed, they were all dark cards. It could have been maybe a Dark Arm Dragon deck. I don't really know. So, you know, I'm gonna really quick tell you the OTK strategy with Scrap and why I love to play them so much. So, here we go. The OTK strategy requires just a couple cards. It requires Ultimate Offering, Scrap Chimera, which is the main card of the deck. You can't roll less than 3 Scrap Chimeras ever. 3 Scrap Chimeras, it just requires 1 actually for the strategy. A Scrap Beast and, I don't know, an Orthrus. Alright? Orthrus and a Goblin in your hand or something. So, okay, here's the strategy. First off, you activate Ultimate Offering. You can pay 500 to normal summon again. Then you normal summon, because you haven't normal summoned yet. You normal summon Chimera to special summon a beast from your graveyard and Synchro for 8. Synchro for 8, get Scrap Dragon on the field. Pay 500, normal summon your Scrap Goblin. Pop Scrap Goblin with Scrap Dragon's effect, destroy one of his cards. Then Scrap Goblin's effect, add 1 Scrap Monster from your graveyard to your hand. Add Chimera to your hand. Pay 500, normal summon Chimera, special summon Beast from the graveyard. Synchro for 8, get another Scrap Dragon on the field. Special summon Orthrus because you have a face-up Scrap card. Then use Orthrus' effect. Destroy 1 Scrap card. You choose himself. Send him to the graveyard to add a Chimera from your graveyard to your hand. Then pay 500, normal summon Chimera. Special summon Beast or Orthrus from the graveyard. And Synchro for 8. You Synchro another Scrap Dragon. Then you've destroyed 2 cards he controls. You can destroy another card if you pay another 500 life points and summon something else, or just, you can even destroy your Ultimate Offering now. It doesn't matter what he does. And you can destroy 3 cards he controls, get rid of most of his back row, and any monsters that he shouldn't be a problem. That's an amazing strategy with Scrap deck. So right here, I was really confused what was going on, but then I figured it out. I normal summon Shark, because when Shark is destroyed by Scrap effect, which includes his own, you can send 1 Scrap monster from your deck to the graveyard by Scrap effect. So, Scrap Shark, if a card activates or anything, he destroys himself. Basically anything activates that has an effect, he destroys himself. So I normal summon Scrap Shark, special summon Scrap Orthrus, because I have another face-up Scrap on the field. Use Scrap Orthrus to destroy himself. Scrap Shark destroys himself because I don't have any other Scrap cards on the field. He negates the effect by using Doom Caliber of Scrap Chimera. Still, the effects were activated, so Scrap Shark goes to the graveyard. Scrap Orthrus goes to the graveyard without me being able to add anything to my hand, and I use Scrap Shark to send Chimera to the graveyard. You know, that's all I can do this turn. I end my turn. His turn, right at the beginning of the turn, he activates Fires of the Doomsday. Or, yeah, Fries of the Doomsday, I think. Summons 2 tokens that can't attack, that can only be sacrificed for dark monsters. Really good because it's a quick play, can be activated whenever. And he activates that, sacrifices 1, and summons Shadow Monarch. When summoned, when it's tribute summoned, you can banish 1 card on the field. He should have banished my face down, but it doesn't really matter to me. So activate Scrap Iron Scarecrow, negate his attack. He banished my Scrap Goblin though, so that's unfortunate. Doesn't matter. I have a Burial in my hand, and I fix that later. Actually this turn. Normal summon Scrap Shark, planning to send a beast to my deck to the graveyard to add Chimera to my hand. Set up for Scrap Dragon next turn. Activate Mind Control. Something activated, so I go send Scrap Shark to the graveyard. Send Beast to the graveyard, and add Chimera to my hand. Also, I took control of his Monarch, and after waiting for me to do all this stuff, and he could have just activated this whenever, and I can understand he was probably struggling with the idea, he activates Solemn Judgment. Pay 4,000 life points to negate the effect. So he negated my Mind Control. I wasn't going to do anything with his Scrap Monarch anyway. But he negated it, so I had to go back to where everything was before. Send Scrap Beast to the top of the deck, special summon Scrap Shark, and put Scrap Chimera back in the graveyard. Fortunately, I have a remove from play card, so I can activate Burial from a different dimension. So, what I decide to do now is activate Burial from a different dimension, still get to use Scrap Shark's effect, send him to the graveyard, send Beast to the graveyard, add Chimera to my hand, and I also get to add my Scrap Goblin to the graveyard. So I really have no defenses except for Scrap Iron next turn, so he can attack with whatever he needs, and that's the only time he does get to attack in this duel. So I add Chimera to my hand right here, and then I have to end my turn. There's nothing else I can do, obviously. End my turn, planning to negate his Monarch's effect with Scrap Iron and Scarecrow. Hope he doesn't throw anything down like Heavy Storm or whatever. So it's his turn. He sets one card, and that set card is Magic Cylinder. Yeah, it's a spoiler. I'm telling you that right now. But anyway, he summons Dark Resonator. I have to negate Monarch's effect. I'm sorry, not Monarch's effect, Monarch's attack. So I take a direct 1300 from his Dark Resonator. Really surprised he doesn't get any synchros on the field in this duel, but it's whatever. So normal summon Scrap Chimera, special summon Beast from the graveyard, and then synchro for 8, get Scrap Dragon on the field. You know, of course I was a little bit afraid that he was going to bottomless it or something, but he doesn't because it's Magic Cylinder. So I decided to set my Scrap Storm as, you know, ammunition for my Scrap Dragon, send it to the graveyard, destroy his backfield. Magic Cylinder was destroyed, so, you know, I was glad. I don't take any more damage. He takes 400 damage from an attack from Scrap Dragon to Shadow Monarch. His turn, he just sets one card and ends his turn. You know, I'm ecstatic because I just drew Scrapyard. That helps so much right here. So I activate it. I mean to add Orthoris to my hand, but I accidentally add Beast to my hand. And I tell him, hey, just messed up. Let me do something real quick. And I switch out Beast for Orthoris, because Orthoris' effect, special summon when I have a Scrap Monster, I have Scrap Dragon. Then I use his effect. I have to destroy one Scrap card I control. Obviously, I'm not going to destroy my Scrap Dragon, I'm going to destroy my Scrap Orthoris. When Scrap Orthoris is sent to the graveyard by card effect, or by Scrap effect, I get to add one Scrap Monster from my graveyard to my hand. So, you know, I do that real quick, and I add Scrap Chimera to my hand. Normal summon Scrap Chimera, special summon Beast from the graveyard, synchro for 8, get another Scrap Dragon out on the field. I really don't have any ammunition for my Scrap Dragons right now because I don't want to get rid of my Scrap Iron Scarecrow, and it's, you know, I don't really want to get rid of another Scrap Dragon for killing one of those cards. And if he kills them by effect or battle, then I get special summon a Scrap card from the graveyard. So attack is face down, seeing what it is, all brave and shit. He activates, what I can't remember his name's effect, and kills my Scrap Dragon. When Scrap Dragon is destroyed by card effect or battle, special summon a Scrap card from the graveyard. I couldn't decide. I kind of wanted to summon Chimera, but his effect wouldn't activate in the graveyard, so I decided to activate his effect and special summon Scrap Shark instead. So now I use Scrap Shark, destroy his token, go to main phase 2, and use Scrap Dragon's effect and destroy my Scrap Shark to destroy his Resonator. His field's cleared. I got 2800 beater on the field. Not much he can do. Use Scrap Shark's effect when sent to the graveyard by Scrap Effects and one card from my deck to the graveyard. I want to get that Chimera in my hand, so I decided to send Beast to the graveyard for his effects. Send Beast to the graveyard, add Chimera to my hand. I'm set up for another Scrap Dragon next turn. Unfortunately, that will be my last Scrap Dragon I'm able to summon, but it's kind of whatever. He's going to lose from here on out. There's not much I can do. And at this point, he forgets that I have a Scrap Iron Scarecrow set, and or no, not at this point. It's next turn that he forgets. Doom Caliber. He summons him. It's like, hey, guess what? When you try to activate your Scrap Dragons, it won't work. Well, you know, I'm fine with that. So I use Scrap Dragon's effect, pop himself to destroy his Doom Caliber. And obviously, he has to negate it. So my Scrap Dragon's killed by card effect. I can special summon a Scrap from the graveyard. And then I can use Chimera to special summon another Scrap, which would be like Beast, synchro for 8. Unfortunately though, I forgot to use Scrap Dragon's effect, so right here, I pop my own Scrap Dragon, destroy his card. He has to negate it though, so Scrap Dragon's destroyed by his card effect. Now I get to special summon one from the graveyard by normal summoning Chimera. Although, again, I forgot to activate Scrap Dragon's effect, and I kind of beat myself up about it, but whatever. So I special summon my last Scrap Dragon. I go to battle phase and try to attack directly for 2,800. Fortunately for him, though, he has a Karibo in his hand. And, you know, it's kind of disappointing, but there's not much he can do now. So, it's his turn. He normal summons Mad Archfiend. And then he tries to attack. You know, I'm figuring he probably has Shrink in his hand. Or something, I don't know, anything that can help him. Next thing I know, Shrink. Right there. In the flesh. In the card, flesh. So, you know, I'm like, okay. But again, he forgot I had Scrap Iron Scarecrow face down. So I negate the attack, waste his Shrink, and from here there's nothing he can do. I basically have game. Fortunately, he doesn't quit yet, but his turn's over. But first I am realizing, oh, I forgot to special summon with Scrap Dragon's effect. I realized that on the next turn. So I decided to special summon Ammunition for my Scrap Dragon. I summon Beast. Then I activate Scrap Iron Scarecrow to negate his attack. And yeah, now he's got nothing left he can do. He would have shrunk my card to 1400 beater though and killed it, and that would have been awesome. Deal 400 damage. You know, woohoo, killed my big card. But instead, things just go horribly wrong. Next turn, get rid of my Scrap Beast, add a Chimera to my hand, normal summon Chimera, and special summon another Beast from my graveyard. And I could Synchro for 8, but I don't have any 8, so I was like, oh, okay, normal summon Chimera, and I need a special summon Goblin, and Synchro for 7. Get Scrap Archfiend on the field and win. Alright guys, that's been this duel. We'll see you guys later. Bye.